founding a companies, being an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean you are fearless. There's so many things happen all the time that could trigger fear, and you live in fear. I'm living in fear all the time. Accepting it is definitely the biggest tool to actually find a way forward in life.
Good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey, and my name is Mattias, and this is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. And yes, Svea, help me, which episode it is?
It's number 34. Hello, I'm Svea, welcome. Monday today. What do we do on Mondays? I have some interesting questions for you. More or less. Today I was thinking of...
You have? Wow.
Surprise, right? Yeah, so today I was thinking making it a bit harder for you, and I picked some more deep entrepreneurial, is this the right word? I don't know, questions to answer. I have 4 planned. Let's see if we can do 4, because I think some of them maybe have a lot to say too. Are you ready for the questions?
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm always ready. So
yeah.
Let's go.
There's a new setting, or like it's more bright today.
It's my glasses. No, it's actually I have another lamp today.
Yeah,
I was trying.
You have the glasses, new lamp, glasses, and new lamp.
I know, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Spice it up here and there. Try something new.
Yeah.
The fun of life.
32. It starts very interesting.
34.
34. Sorry.
All right, let's start with a hard question. So, you being an entrepreneur, leader, owning your own company, is there something you are afraid of, and what would that be?
I would say death. I'm most afraid of death. Like, what should I say? Like, I actually think about death a lot. Sometimes it's from, I would say, fear perspective, and sometimes, and I think it also depends what kind of mood I am in, but it's also something in one way that keeps me very focused.
Mm-hmm. Did you start more about death like recently when, the virus hit? I personally did, actually.
I wouldn't say that. Like, no, not actually. Not for myself in that context, of course. Regarding my parents, they are older, and of course, I think about that perspective. But I still, I think, like, I think my experience is that things happens in life, there is different situations or experiences that always bring you closer to something no one really can avoid. We can't avoid that.
But when you think about death, do you think about it in general? Is it more your own death or the death of people you love?
Yeah, I would say both. Sometimes I get afraid that I could have some symptoms, and then I could maybe there's something dangerous. But something like an example that kind of I had a close relationship a couple of years ago. A friend passed away. We grew up together. We we were very close. We were playing like every day. We were neighbors, and then we lost contact for a long time. Late, like early 20s, and then we picked up the contact like 10 years ago, and then so we started to hang out a little bit more, had lunches and stuff, and then we lost contact again, and I still remember that at the last lunch we had, he was I remember he said he had some complaining a little bit about back pains or something. I don't know if it was related to that he was sick, and which led up to that he passed away. But we had at lunch, and then we didn't have contact during. I'm not sure, but we lost contact 2 years later. My mom, she said, like, yeah, did you know that he passed away? And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know he was kind of sick or something. So that was very sad, and so that's just an example of when something happens, and also when you're getting older, I mean, you realize you are not you are mortal, and everyone, as I said, you can't avoid death, and so I'm not I'm maybe blowing away a little bit here, but I think yeah. So I don't know if where I'm going with that, but
yeah, but I think these things that you just described sometimes just make you realize that, like you said, you are mortal. And I think also I'm still pretty young. I'm 27, but I also have people actually that I know personally who passed away that are my age, of disease, of suicide, of a couple of things. And that's just scary when you think, I'm so young, nothing's ever going to happen. And then you hear about like friends or acquaintances that are not there anymore. So you're more aware, I think, of how precious this is, what you have, and value it more. Yeah. I would also say, to answer the question, that was also probably my biggest fear. Yeah, like that. This is a bit more existential. The losing life, no matter of my own or people that I love. And the other thing I think would just be not being financially stable. I think that is a big fear I have. I don't know if that's probably something a lot of people have. But I think that is just a scary thought if you think, especially now with Corona, a lot of people losing their jobs. I know people personally who are really struggling because they don't know what to do at this point. So I think that's just a scary thought of you could lose everything over a couple of weeks or months just by something simple as money. But I mean, it's something that rules our life, unfortunately, and we need it. And I think it's a scary thought if you don't have any financial secureness.
Yes, and I think like the reason why I also shared what I just shared, kind of, I think like experiences and things happen in your life will always trigger fears, and it will trigger thoughts, and you might end up obsessing about things, and that happened when my friend died. I shared that also to kind of bridge into the question you had about entrepreneurship, and because I'm sometimes I think people, when they talk with me about like entrepreneurship, and they could say things like, "Oh, so brave, starting your own company and stuff like." And then they say like, "Oh, I'm too scared. I would never do that." And the thing is, I still think that like I obviously I don't know what other people feel, but I'm a very kind of, I have a lot of, fears. That's what I'm trying to, that's my point here, that like having founding a companies, being an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean you are fearless. I think it's more about, there's so many things happen all the time that could trigger fear, and you live in fear. I'm living in fear all the time, but I think I also accepting it is definitely the biggest tool to actually find a way forward in life. So acceptance is my tool to being an entrepreneur.
Because another question I would have connected to this is, but you kind of answered this now, is how do you like deal with your fear so that it's not eating you up, but you can actually move forward and it's not holding you back? But you say acceptance is something you do. Is there more to it, how you manage fear in your life?
No, like you don't have any, I mean, I think like now I'm talking about like maybe the scary side of death, but as I said, I could also use it actually motivating me or keeping me on track, and I also use it finding acceptance and being grateful. I mean, I put myself into a lot of situations like in on my mind. What do you say? On my mind? No, I'm not sure how to say it in English. But I very often visualize things happen, and let's say I could get a call right now, and someone will tell me that I don't know, my mother, she's dead, or something. Like life, and that's why I also shared the story about my friend. Like life is very fragile. Like there could be like a second difference, and that could also get me super focused. And that's actually in one way why I always keep myself on track, and I think also surviving as an entrepreneur, because I have that ability to put myself in different situations.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So I think it's I don't know. I like that. I like the questions. I don't know if you have any follow-up questions.
No, I just want to say I think that's interesting what you just said, that even though fear is a negative thing, there's always two sides to the medal. And like you said, you can also see it as something positive that motivates you or keeps you aware of things. Yeah, that's something I wanted to point out.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you also talk about fear-based, love-based, and I wouldn't say I'm afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to lose. I love to win. I'm a very bad loser in one way. Like I hate to lose, especially in business and in games, and definitely in sports. I compete with myself like all the time. Like yeah, so I'm So you probably have another question. I'm blown away. It's definitely a deep topic, and
well, I was almost saying, you know what? Let's keep on about this topic, and we can save them for another time, because I think we're into this topic now, and I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
So if you have some more, you said you like to compete, and you're a bad loser.
Yeah, definitely. I like. That's also why I think, like, why I push forward every day as an entrepreneur, because I compare all the time where I was last year, or like, and trying to find the improvements, and I love to like conquer myself and my own limitations, and I think it's super important as an entrepreneur that you have this, how should I say, your own world, like where you always have a competition with yourself, and that has at least helped me a lot to push forward. And of course there is times when, you know, I might think like, I'm gonna show these people how good I am, and you know, you tighten your fist and like, let's work hard, and then you realize that nobody else cares, right? I mean, and like, being an entrepreneur is definitely a very, what do you say, lonely sport, and you nobody actually cares about I mean, your failures and your success. So yeah, you need to in one way create that game for yourself every day to keep yourself on track, I think, and that's what I do. And yeah. So, but I to be honest, I can't. There's not like an option. Like that's also something people, when I'm talking to people sometimes, and they say, "Oh, I'm too scared to start my company or to pursue my dream." And for me, it's like, you were talking about the financial part of it. I have never had a thought about that in the context you just described for me.
Well, how is that? Why not? Because I think most people would probably have fear of that.
Because I know that I will always survive. In one way, I would say I'm probably more kind of obsessed about the company financial situation compared to my own. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So like, I'm over the years I have been ready to do whatever it takes to kind of keep myself survive financially, what do you say, private wise, personal wise.
But yeah, I guess it's another thing when you have like the responsibility for a whole team, right? Because, you know, if
but when you start, you don't have responsibility for, like, that's a layer you are adding along the way, and if you have a dream to build a company, there you will realize, like, because as long as you want to grow, you are always stretching the financial situation. Like, you are always short of cash. I mean, Corona happens, I don't know, stock market crashes. There's so many things that could still happen, and you still have the strategy to grow. And yeah, you, in one way, you could always find yourself short of cash if you grow, basically. And Yeah, but I think that what I could, if I look back, something that I would say stopped me from starting a business was also in one way, I needed to find myself ready to actually sacrifice a lifestyle or other things in my life.
Yeah. What were some things you sacrificed?
Basically, if you want to pursue a dream and build a company, you can't buy new shoes every month. Maybe you can't, there was a time for 3 years I never bought any clothes or shoes or that kind of stuff. So I don't know what you need to sacrifice. I think every entrepreneur, they have their own journey when it comes to sacrificing things to be able to build something. So yeah.
All right. Looking at my watch, I think out of my 4 questions, we got down to 1 question, but I think that was good that we dug a bit deeper into this topic. So it was more about fear in general, I would say, and fear when you have a company. Very interesting. And I would say we just keep the next question for next episode and call it a wrap for today. Do you want to add any takeaway for this episode?
I think everyone need to ask themselves what they're ready to sacrifice if they want to start their own business.
Good one. Yes. All right. Then see you on Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you like this content. Let us know what you want to see in the future. We are always ready to grow better. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.